Come on!
And now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrew Z. Call up that Andrew Z. I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on, come on.
What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. 'Tis the year of our Lord.
Happy Fat Wednesday.
Demetrius Nicodemus. It is Eastside, Southside Gina. Ashley P. Chris Tiefel. Donny P.
Where'd Donny go?
And it's time to start the show, everybody, on Fat Wednesday.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Woo! Is today Lent then? Is today Lent?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Anyone give up anything for Lent?
I'm going to continue to give up alcohol.
Oh, really?
I'm giving up exercise.
That's a good one, Gina.
A good one. I don't know. My mic sounds funny, but I'm just going to roll with it. Hello, everybody. So yesterday we didn't have a show, and because we had a snow day.
Look at Demetrius. He's so angry at us. We're all in trouble. We're going to get scolded.
Demetrius, it was Fat Tuesday. That's like my high holiday. Okay.
That's my day, bro.
I was so scared. Well, first of all, as the snow for the schools very seldom will cancel school the day before, and this was the 5th largest snowstorm or snow total that we've ever had on the ground in Toledo's history. This is the 5th largest, and so they canceled school early. So it was it was Monday night, so they canceled school very early. Then they usually don't do that. And so we were like, we started to get punch drunk in the group chat a little bit. So everyone was kind of getting excited. And then we took a vote. But here's what we know. And Gina put it perfectly when it comes to Demetrius. When you eat supper during Golden Buckeye Hour and fall asleep on the Davenport before Wheel of Fortune ends, you really don't have a say in the vote. And
Why would you do that? He didn't scroll back and read that.
Right.
He just told on me. I feel like just got snitched on by my brother to dad.
You did.
So we do. Demetrius would not approve because Demetrius is ready to do shows at all times. So we made the decision, and then we just left the chat. And then in the morning, Demetrius was like, no show, what's going on? And because we knew we'd be in trouble. So
I read it, and I hurried up and put my phone down like I got caught. I was like, oh.
And I was the one that had to speak for everybody because I was like, fine, he's not going to tell me what to do on my snow day.
Nobody
just wanted to sleep in. So
except Ashley.
Yeah,
she was like, it's a snow day. We're sleeping in.
It's Demetrius' own fault for not paying attention all the time to the chat. And then all of a sudden he chimes in the next day.
How dare you have a life?
You know what? You know what, Chris? I apologize. I apologize for assuming that the people I surround myself with have the exact same passion that I have for this and the exact same commitment and don't wake up to it as if it's a job. They wake up to it because they love to do it. I apologize. That's my cardinal rule is never assume that people are as passionate about things as you are.
I am. I'm passionate about
for that, I absolutely understand that grown people who have children who understand that the preciousness of a snow day is really to enhance a child's memory and not to really benefit an adult is
No, it's fully there for our benefit as well. I mean,
we're getting a talking to.
And so, yeah,
was it worth it, you guys? Was it really worth it? No.
I absolutely understand the 12 feet of snow that somehow may have accumulated.
He's going to bring up how he's not mad but disappointed next.
I understand that there must have been 12 feet of snow in everybody's hallway that kept them from getting to their computers and microphones. I get that.
This is some white lady guilt.
And you know what? I would like to say that I hope everyone enjoyed their day and they came back refreshed, and that they have stories for generations to tell because of the snow day that happened yesterday.
Oh
yeah.
All right.
I have no regret. I just want you to know.
The only reason I didn't show up is because Ashley said not to.
Gene, I get it. I don't want any. Yes, don't have any regrets. If this was your that girl's got to have it moment, or your fucking, what was that John Cusack movie where he stood out in front of a window like a stalker with a boombox?
Say anything.
Yeah, say anything. If you had a say anything moment yesterday, then God bless you. And there was a reason why that we couldn't share our perspective with the community that has grown so accustomed to us.
Oh shit.
Yes.
All right. Well,
they
the
weren't
only
awake
thing we're
either.
the only thing we're more passionate about than the show is snow day.
No regrets. Exactly. That's me right there.
That's
regrets.
Right. No regrets.
No regrets.
all right.
No regrets.
All right. So a couple things. First off, I disappear. I do apologize.
Yes, Ashley, you'd like to say something?
No, I said my piece on the chat.
Right, so,
Sorry. It's just it won't stop coming out of me. I gotta say it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Janelle said, "That's okay, D. I was waiting for you all to come on the air since I had to work yesterday."
Yeah.
She told us some of us have to work.
He also said
Sucker.
some of us, which we only had to do an hour. LOL. Donna Costa said, "You guys work at home!" Exclamation point.
Oh my God, people, relax. It was just one morning for 1 hour. And you know what? I only got to sleep in for that extra hour because our kids were up at 7.
What's really funny is like when you're like, you know what, relax, people. I'm entitled to this. Well, we've gotten people, you know what? This is the same shit that divorce is based on. You get people accustomed to something, and then guess what they say to a judge? Well, you know what, Your Honor? I was accustomed to this for a long period of time. And then the judge goes, you know what? You're right. So we're going to make that dude pay for the rest of this shit, so it doesn't seem like you're divorced anymore.
Angela said she could barely hear me. I'm having super bad issues, but can you guys hear me okay?
Did you see the mug that I posted in the group chat?
No.
You're a little quiet, but we can hear you. Sorry.
A little quiet.
It says, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? And I want to get it just so that I could just be drinking my coffee and just give you the technical advice I give you. Because it's every morning.
Andrew, you can read her IT mug.
Yes. This isn't my IT mug. I like this one.
Every day she'll have a different mug with a different saying, like, and it'll be spelled in an accent, like, try rebooting your computer.
And then the other one was, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, so a couple things. Anyway, I do apologize.
Just yell, Andrew.
Feel guilty. So but here's the other thing is, so Monday night I'm like, oh good, we get to stay up late, we're gonna watch TV shows and movies, stuff we have to catch up on that we haven't had a chance to watch. And
you were in bed by 9:15.
Yeah, Colleen's eyes are closed by 9:30, which is an hour earlier than we would have gone to bed anyway. So I sit there and watch a documentary about Lincoln by myself.
Oh.
Is there anything about Lincoln you don't already know?
Yeah, what is there left to know? What unanswered questions do you have about Lincoln that haven't been answered in Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
The man behind the man. Come on.
I'm glad you asked, because did you know that he lost his mother? Lincoln lost his mother at a very early age, like 9 or 11.
Indian raid?
Yeah, third graders know that.
So then
I'm pretty sure everybody knows that.
He had
I didn't, Andrew. It's okay.
He had an older sister, and they were so poor that their log cabin had a dirt
floor. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
So then,
at least they had a cabin.
So all the stuff that their mother would do, Lincoln and his Abraham rather, and his sister couldn't do themselves by themselves because their mom did too much of the work around the plantation, or not the plant, the ranch, or whatever you call it. So the dad left for months because the only way to get another bride is to go somewhere where there's people, because they lived where there was no people. So he left an 11 and a 9-year-old at home for months by themselves while he went to go find another bride all through the winter. So then he returns in spring with a bride, but he had left a 11-year-old.
He's like, fuck, you guys are still alive.
I know. I was hoping we had some time.
Wait. If he was that poor, how do you convince the new bride to come with him? Like, hey, come live in poverty on the dirt floor with me. I'm a catch.
That's easy. She was a little bit more poor.
She only has 3 walls. I have 4.
So they come back. And she's got pots and pans and stuff. They're like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! You have new pots and pans." And she brought all her shit to the place. Then Lincoln's older sister dies. That's the two of them were dead. And then he ran into this one lady when he got older, and he was ugly. He was an ugly dude. He knew that he was ugly, and
And this was before mirrors really took off, right? like he had a bunch of strangers go, damn. And he was like, man, I must be ugly. This is wow.
So he knew he was ugly. So he was riding somewhere, and he came across a woman, and a woman pulled her gun on him. And
how ugly was the dude?
That is fucking ugly. That is when your ugliness scares people that they got to pull a weapon. When they're like, damn, that ugly could fucking get on me, And
the lady said, she looked at him with the gun pointed at him and said, "Would you like me to do this?"
Well, she said that if I ever came across someone that was uglier than I am, I was going to shoot them.
What? Are we still talking about Abe Lincoln?
Yes.
Okay, I had to Google his image because I don't feel like I remember him being that ugly.
This is where Ashley P says she had a crush on him in elementary school.
I mean, for the 1800s, he's not bad looking, but
what is that? How is that a standard? Like, can we judge? Like, we don't know what. Like, he could have been damn ugly for the 1800s.
I mean, he doesn't look like anyone I see roaming around now. So that's why I can say for the 1800s.
This is why he was ugly. He would be ruggedly handsome now, but everyone was rugged back then. So they didn't have ruggedly handsome.
Right.
They just had rugged and ruggeder and then damn.
And then ugly.
That is so true.
First of all, who is she to judge who's uglier?
Right.
I mean, if there's a standard of ugly and you thought you were the lowest, I don't think it's fair for you to all of a sudden drop the bar. Then what? Was this a title that you wanted and you didn't want anybody else to have it? And you were just going to kill every uglier person that you came across?
So I wish I remembered the end of the story, but
it ends horribly in a theater.
Basically, he says, I know I'm ugly. Go ahead and shoot. but this isn't the only time that he got an ugly put down. So here's another one. He's addressing an audience. He compared himself to the ugly horseman. The fellow, while riding one day, happened upon a woman who curtly remarked, "Well, for land's sake, you're the homeliest man I ever saw." And he said, "Yes, madam, but I can't help it." So she says, "No, I suppose not. But you may want to stay home."
Dude, you know what? Can I just,
and then he went on to change the world. So fuck all of you.
like honestly, but that's what you got to do. He realized he was like, I am super ugly, super like so ugly that I have to do something. And then one night he went, I will free the slaves.
Yeah.
He goes, that will overcome my ugliness. If I change the world, I will therefore be a 7.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
my
Maybe that's
ugly
why.
image.
So to disabuse Ashley of this whole ugly for the 1800s thing, there's an image. If one of you guys can share it there. This is Lewis Powell. It's a colorized photo of Lewis Powell, one of the co-conspirators in his assassination.
That's a very. He looks like a guy from One Direction.
Yeah, he looks so modern.
He looks very pretty.
Yeah,
his hair's kind of sweet.
Abe was legal. Abe was ugly for generations. Cross generation.
I mean, honestly,
wait, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna share Abe now.
Yeah, let's see Abe.
Look at him.
You know what? He's perfectly
He just
fine.
got out of bed.
He looks.
Just got out of
That's the look now.
He looks like Kramer from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He looks like a friend of mine.
Like he just slides in every door in the White House.
Yeah, he's like he slides in. Hey, don't.
But you know what? And like honestly though, you really gotta appreciate the times where people they can insult you, but they do it in a polite way. They're like, "Wow, you are by truly the homeliest man I have seen today," and he looks back and he says, "Madam, there is nothing I can do about that. I understand that I am ugly." Like it wasn't goddamn fuck. And then he was like, "Fuck you, bitch. You fat," and then rode the fuck off. Like he was just like, you know what? I get it. I understand that.
It's a sign of the times.
But here's the other thing. As I'm watching this, they said he had an amazing sense of humor, which is typical for ugly guys. You have to adopt a great sense of humor. So he was very hungry. There was one very funny. So at one time they said he said to a stranger, "Don't you want to see the hog?" I don't remember the whole story, but this is the punchline. Don't you want to see the hog?
Hold on, wait.
And the stranger said, "No, looking at you, I've seen as big a hog as I ever want to see."
Wow, this was some juicy documentary you were watching.
Man.
Thank you.
And then one time,
you
at
said
the whorehouse,
you said
he paid double.
You said we didn't learn anything. There you go. We just learned something.
I like that.
So basically what you're telling me is that
on CNN
is that Abraham Lincoln went through his entire life being insulted about his looks and then got shot in the back of the head at the theater. This is okay. So great life, buddy. Nice.
Here's
well, he did something important. So
yeah, here's the other thing that was interesting was he was super poor, and his dad would beat him whenever he picked up a book because he should be doing work on the
on what, the dirt floor,
the farm, milking the cows or whatever.
I want this floor swept until I can eat off of it. Shit.
Right.
Well, maybe they would have had a wooden floor if Abe hadn't read so much and did his job.
So what happened was he got a job as the postmaster general in the town. So he was in charge of all the mail, and people would
so he stole. Okay.
People would complain that their newspapers had been refolded because he was reading every single newspaper that came in from all around the world before he would deliver them to the people. That's how he learned.
That's mail fraud.
He taught himself how to read.
But shouldn't that be like only 5 people complaining? Is he like reading everybody? Is that the same paper? Like, for fuck's sake, bro. I mean, right. I like read the story once and then give it back to the guy.
No, but these papers came from all over, so
but not everybody's getting the world's news. Like, there's only 6 people who can read in your fucking town. They know who's reading the paper.
So his mom died when he was young. Then
because he was so ugly.
Then
she took her own life, threw herself in front of a fucking bear.
She was like, "I can't believe we did this."
Yes, this came out of me. This is not the deal I made with Satan.
No, she ate tainted milk because there was a weed.
Okay, see, when you're eating milk, you're already in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So the milk, there was a plant that was poisonous, so the cows would drink the milk, and then they would get poison in the system. So his mom drank the milk, and then she died from the poisonous milk. So the mom died, the sister died, then the love of his life died. So he really didn't trust relationships. So he was much a loner, and there was this one woman that he loved, and he was supposed to get married to her, and he left her at the altar because he just had so many trust issues. Every woman that he'd ever known and loved left him. It dies. So
it dies.
So he left
it's not
her.
Trust issues. That's afraid of killing more people.
So Lincoln invented the "it's not me, it's you. I'm trying to save your life right now."
Yes.
You're welcome.
Like he's the first cat to deal actively with a curse.
So they separated. He just left her at the altar. They separated, and then a year later, they got back together, and then they got married, and then he was still just so against relationships that he was out on the road doing politics stuff and whatever, and
sleeping with his best friend.
No, everyone else would come home on the weekends. He would even stay gone on the weekends, so he'd be gone for months at a time. And his marriage was bad, and so it was all a disaster. But he did that because he's the one that wouldn't come home. So anyway, that's see. Tell me there wasn't some interesting Abe Lincoln.
There wasn't
right.
anything interesting in that at all.
I mean, if you say, "Tell me you didn't learn something new," I can't do that. I can't tell you I didn't learn anything new. But when you say, "Tell me there wasn't something interesting," I can argue with you.
I thought it was very interesting and riveting, the intro.
Ashley, you're so sweet.
Me too.
I appreciate a good history lesson.
And and I would have loved to have a good history lesson. That would have been nice.
This is the mom Ashley coming out. Like her kid comes and shows her the same drawing for the 50th time. Oh yeah, honey, it's great. I love it. It's just automatic.
And don't worry, Andrew, you're not as ugly as Abe. That's what Ashley's going to say next.
Yeah. Was that the question behind the question? And so what I really want to say is, am I as ugly as Abe Lincoln?
Yes.
Right. And the answer is no, not at all. You are very cute.
You're ugly. You're ugly, but you're not become president and free the slaves ugly.
And I don't even think Abe Lincoln is ugly, but I guess.
Thank you. All right.
Look at Donnie's questioning everything right now.
That guy looks like a crane.
So
I mean, his mother looks just like him too. I had to Google her in case anyone was wondering. He looks exactly like her. So
no wonder he left for months. That's no wonder the dad was like, God, I'm gonna leave you here with some steak tied around your neck. So fuck.
What other podcast in the entire civilized world are you gonna get 30 minutes on Abe Lincoln?
Yeah.
Other podcast.
Well, first it was 10 minutes of us being scolded, and then it was Abe Lincoln. So
not scolded.
I
had a moment of realization.
I'm disappointed, not mad. Oh,
I feel like I'm in third grade. I've been scolded. I've learned about Abe Lincoln. Like this.
Well, we wanted our snow day, so here we got it. We're
now all we need. Now all we need to do is tell Chris to stop eating crayons, and the day will be complete.
Hey, don't eat crayons.
The show's Abe Lincoln, everybody. Okay, so last night Colleen sent me something that's going around on the interwebs, and I sent it to Gina, and it's a guy, and his name is Phil Myers, and he made a post about his brother. So I'm going to read the post for you. My brother, John Myers, has worked at Best Buy for a little over 7 years now. He doesn't drive and walks to work every day, rain or shine, and it's about a 4 to 5 mile walk round trip. Early on while working there, he'd even walk to work in level 3 snow emergencies. He'd show up to work and show his appreciation and show his appreciation, dedication, and for the love of his employer for the opportunity they gave him. Well, this past week, he was informed he would be let go due to downsizing employee workforce, and this would be his last week. We got 12 inches of snow, and the area was on under another level 3. And what does this dude do? Walk to work in another level 3, even though he knew it was going to be his last week, just to show up for work. So I'm so impressed and motivated by him. And if you're reading this, you should be too. If anyone you know has hiring, please tag him or know by tagging him below.
I mean, legally, Best Buy shouldn't have even been open yesterday during the level 3.
No,
I mean, right?
Employers get to decide, I guess, who's like essential.
But that's it. But that's just it. The law doesn't read that way. The level 3 law specifically states unless you're a first responder, healthcare worker, or a snowplow.
Oh my God, Christopher! People, they told people on the news to call your employer to see if you have to come into work.
Yeah,
today.
That's because the law doesn't turn around and give protections to workers because of the level 3.
You know,
I have
we were
never
talking
seen
this
anybody
morning.
I wanted to reverse strip for.
D, before we got on, we were talking. Ashley and I were talking to Tiefel about how he's so much more marketable now. He's not terrible looking. He can cook. He's doing all these things, and he's right.
Oh,
Somebody
Gina,
muted
you
Gina.
Oh,
And
Who
then
muted Gina?
Gina, you muted yourself.
right in the middle where it got good.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't me that muted myself, but okay.
I don't have the power. So
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Georgia? Where's Georgia?
He's off.
sleeping.
But then he opens his mouth, and everything goes right out the window. Like,
I didn't say anything that was wrong. The Best Buy.
Oh
shit
my
isn't
God!
opening
See,
thing.
and this is the thing. Being
What do you
right
mean, this is
all
the
the
thing?
time
I'm not being
doesn't
right all the time.
necessarily
I'm
make
not-
you right.
I'm not even saying that I'm right all the time. I'm saying on this one issue,
Christopher,
I am
stop.
right.
Stop.
It's not the point of the story.
Stop
Yeah,
talking.
wait,
That's it.
Yeah, the point of the story is some guy got exploited by a corporation, and for some reason
Christopher.
thinks he still owes them something.
No, that's not the point, Chris. The
That
point
is the point.
This guy gets up every
You're
day,
muted again, Gina.
regardless of news, regardless of the information that he was given, and he's still committed. He made a commitment to a business and to to a job, and regardless of the news that he got, he still maintained his commitment.
This is where Demetrius.
It doesn't mean
This is where
it
Demetrius
doesn't mean
turns it on us.
It doesn't mean he was exploited. It means that he had, and maybe some people should listen, the same passion for what he was doing that
Oh, God.
like he was not surrounded by. And so when the world looks at him and says, "What the fuck? Why did you go?" Because they don't understand the passion.
And so he walks.
I don't know. I figure the passion would be dampered a bit when your employer says you're fired.
Let me finish the thought. Let me finish the thought, Demetrius, for you.
Yes, sir.
So when he can walk 5 miles round trip in a level 3, and you can't walk downstairs to your studio, then where is
Said the man who didn't walk down to his studio yesterday.
Work doesn't end when you get there.
You guys sound like I mean, honestly,
What about that one time you overslept by a half hour and we were all on the show without you?
Yeah,
Boom.
you're right. Yeah.
So
Work doesn't end.
So
when you
that's
get
fine.
there.
But
We're
you know
only
what's
indebted a half an hour.
but I jumped. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was irresponsible. I overslept,
So
I own that. But
Debit us a half hour, all right?
like I understand. Like the guy walked 5 miles in a fucking level 3 to get to Best Buy so that somebody could walk in and ask him where the laser discs are. But
yeah, I just don't see anything wholesome about that.
There is. It's you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, Chris. You're looking at it from how a cynical, lonely stab a random stranger would look at it, instead of how a community looks at somebody who in a time when we ask for commitment and we ask for selflessness, this is what this guy does.
Any other day of the week, any other time of the year, yeah, I would see that the guy's committed to his job and everything. I get your point and everything, but on a day when the store should have not been open and is, yes, by definition, exploiting their workers by requiring them to come in, it is not wholesome. That's corporate greed.
Okay. So
did he get any hits? Does anybody have any jobs for him?
Yeah, there was a
people are offering him jobs, and
cool,
which is great.
He posted
the post office should hire him.
I know we didn't get our mail yesterday. If we had the freaking John Myers, we would have got our mail.
Wait, what happened to neither rain nor sleet?
If John Myers was on the show, he would have done it by him, and D would have done it by his goddamn self.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn right. Hand delivered every letter.
By the way, Josh Mosier, not Meyer. Donny always has the best stuff going on behind him. I wish I had a bundle of heart balloons.
You just keep being you, and someday you'll get them.
He looks like he's doing his show from like that area in like Meyer where you can get flowers and balloons. And like,
dude, that was probably the best purchase for Valentine's. I got 12 of those heart balloons for $15.
Little
And
candle.
they made me so happy buying them, and I like got caught on the door walking out. I was like, oh my God, I forgot I had like 1,200.
I'm surprised you didn't just float away.
You know, there is nothing better for a lady who can, like, especially on Valentine's Day, when she can buy something and then on top of that, throw in the fact that she saved money on it.
Yes.
She was like, I got 12 of those for $15. Break that down.
Colleen surprised herself with an orchid, a Valentine's Day orchid.
Aw.
Yeah, she was.
I buy my own Valentine's Day presents too, and then I surprised Dubs. Surprise! I bought myself a brand new air fryer.
I put mine in the Amazon cart, and I said, "This is what I want for Valentine's Day." Donny got it.
Easy.
Easy.
Click.
Dude, that's why I love Amazon. It's like I don't have to worry about shopping or looking. I just pull up what's in her cart and then just boom, and then it just shows up.
And by the way,
I was like, "Oh, babe, really? Thank you. I forgot."
Josh says John Myers is a great on the resume. He would walk to work and level 3 hire me. Absolutely. There was a ton of people that posted there that they had job leads for him. So
I don't think as somebody who would hire somebody, I would ever hire a guy who may outshine me. I showed up at your job. What the fuck? Well,
I mean, that story in itself is kind of interesting anyways, because I think the sentiment is, can you believe that he would go all the extra miles he would, and they're still going to let him go? Which,
right.
I mean, if there were people above him or people that have been there longer, just because they didn't walk to work doesn't mean they don't deserve that, right?
Well, true, but like I was thinking, well, we don't know the whole story. Maybe he was a bad employee. Maybe it was his time. But I mean, it would say something about it. He was there 7 years, so he couldn't be a shitty employee.
Yeah,
you can't be a shitty employee for 7 years, can you?
But maybe there was just someone there longer than him, though, is what I'm saying.
First of all, if I'm stuck in a seniority-based job at Best Buy, then shoot me in the fucking face.
Seniority based.
7 years at Best Buy. Don't you own the place by then? Don't they just give it to you?
So there's got to be something else going on.
Why don't they just joker it?
They didn't fire
What's that? Good.
They should just joker it and break a cue stick in the middle of a room and go, look, I got a job for one of you. And then who's ever left in this room gets the job.
7 years at Best Buy.
That's how I do leftovers at my house. If there's like only leftovers for 1 or 2 people, I'm like, I just yell Hunger Games. Like, if everybody's still hungry, I just yell Hunger Games and watch kids fight for the leftovers. It's fantastic.
Has anyone ever worked at a place where they're like, why the fuck does this guy still have a job?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
every place.
Every place.
I feel like I might have been the one people were saying that about at a couple of places.
Yeah, it's like if you don't think you've ever had a job where someone's been saying that, then you're the person.
Then yeah, it's you. Yeah.
I work this job right now. A friend of mine owns a marketing company, and
bingo.
Is that on the bingo card?
A friend of mine.
Bastards.
Friend of mine.
Oh, he owns a marketing company, but he has me jump on whenever there's like overflows. Like he takes they take the calls for like infomercials. It's like when you're selling a ladder or there's a lot of religious programs and whatever. So they kept messaging me saying, hey, can you jump on? We got a show at 7, a TV show at 7. It's going to be overflow. Can you jump? And I haven't jumped on in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, how have they not fired me? I don't even understand how I'm.
Dude, I was sitting there one time when he was working because I had to go over there and do something. And we were like talking in between his calls. And I've never seen anybody look so much like they want to shoot themselves ever. And then not. Like it was watching him like every time the phone like dinged or whatever, like a piece of Andrew's soul died right in front of my face.
I would imagine it would have to be a lot like Batman feels when the bat phone rings, like when he's having a hard day and he hates Gotham and he's like, fuck this commissioner. God.
Or if the bat phone rings and it's a level 3, and he's like, "Damn it, another car in the ditch."
Yeah,
Batman roadside assistance. You guys called? I'm gonna need to see your identification. See if you've been paying your premium.
as you know,
I would like a bat toe.
Nowadays, the only people watching infomercials are those that don't have. They're old or don't have like on demand or don't have a streaming service or something like that.
Like,
so it's just
or that wake up at 3 a.m.
Amazon.
I worked for the same place, and I used to want to tell people that you can go online and buy this, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Aw.
You're spending time calling me.
I love infomercials. I could literally watch that for hours.
Yeah, the thing that's annoying about it is because, like I said, I used to work at the place Andrew's talking about, is they give you this whole script instead of just giving you the talking points or the things that you have to say legally, and letting you like come up with your own thing and intersperse that stuff in there. And as long as you've said this thing, you're fine. They give you this whole script thing you have to read, and if you don't read it, you get in trouble.
Chris, I would not leave you to your own devices to just hit bullet points. Like somebody could call and you could hit all the bullet points and still find a way to make them feel like shit.
By the way, Chris, that wasn't on your script. I want you to go ahead and go to page 2 for the show. You weren't supposed to say that.
Come on.
No, I enjoyed the job though. It was good. I talked to a lot of interesting people.
Well, and it's funny because there are some clients that they are hired for. You have to read the script exactly. Some of them you do get to ad lib, and they put me on a lot of those because they say because I can talk, but
they say because I can talk.
And I would rather.
Hey, Andrew, come here. Come into my office, son. Son, let me just tell you. I mean, I've got 15, 16, 17 slack-jawed fucking yokels in this fucking room right here. And, son, I have never heard anybody talk the way you talk on the telephone. And I just tell you right now, son, I see great things ahead for you. You say things like you instead of y'all. You say is not instead of ain't. Man, let me just say something. Your fucking educational experience is amazing. And if you could just tell one of these people to take their dick out of their cousin for a second and listen to you.
Put that on your resume, Andrew. They told me I could talk good.
Yeah. I could have an assistant manager in here. This would be amazing.
Yeah,
you could spin a phrase like Aunt Jenny spins the cotton candy.
Yeah. Well, all you gotta do is listen to the Music Man, sir. I'm just saying this is where I pick up most of my pattern.
Fun times. All right, it's well past 7:00, and we're over halfway through the show. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening on the podcast. We appreciate it. Make sure you share the feed and comment and do all that fun stuff as well. So a couple things. Do you guys have anything real quick before I jump into anything else? You guys got anything?
No, I hate the weather. It's fucking cold. I mean, my hips hurt from fucking shoveling, and I woke up this morning and I owed Mother Nature 3 fucking degrees. I am a person. I don't know how I can be negative in my temperature.
Yeah.
It was so cold yesterday. I took out my trash and I almost just gave up halfway. Like it's just not worth it,
dude. Can I tell you?
Go back, like, leave it, and go back. Get your losses.
Like I have, like I tell you guys, I got this guy who takes out my garbage. All right, and like we've been feuding. Evidently, he's mad at me, and he stopped for a while, and then he took my garbage out again. But it was so fucking cold. I was mad at where he pulled the cans to. I was like, that is such a longer fucking walk to my cans. And I started cussing him under my breath because I had to walk all the way down my driveway and turn and he knew halfway into the curb. Fuck that.
And he knew that was passive aggressiveness. Like he was mad at you, then he kind of got over it, but he was like, I'm still going to teach him a fucking lesson.
Right?
Make him chase his cans. I was gonna say something. This weather. You know, I see a lot of Door Dashers, and I tell them every day, I'm like, you can fucking deliver food in Florida. What the fuck are you doing? I can't.
And then he goes, I have a friend who works at Best Buy, and he and I have the same commitment. to our jobs. Maybe you don't know what passion is, Mr. Zapata. You strike me as a guy who may take a snow day. So I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, don't judge me on how I work.
So here's the thing, like Florida, literally you can get round trips for under $100. So it's like, why can't like the six of us each put in $150 a month and get a condo down in Florida? So at least we could spend some weeks down there. You can get a condo. The property there is pretty inexpensive. You can get a property for like $800 a month or $900 a month. We should just get a place and just go down. And then I'll take a week and Gina takes a week and D takes
I think they call that a timeshare. Pretty sure that's the exact definition of a timeshare.
Andrew just invented
I'm not calling it a
fractional ownership
timeshare.
property.
I'm saying if 6 friends get together and rent a place and then one gets a week and another gets a week, it's more like a schedule, right? We're not sharing anything. It's we're just showing up at different times.
Although it's not a bad idea, you guys, because wait, there's more.
There's more.
We can do this. We all there's not 6 of us because Ashley and Donny are one, so I don't think they should have to pay twice.
No.
So,
Thank you.
but I think that if we do this, then we can put our property on Airbnb and rent it out in the times that we're not there, and we can actually get it for free.
Yes. I agree.
You sound like you're literally selling a timeshare.
I feel like we can do this. We should talk about this later. We'll have a little timeshare meeting.
Okay, important question though. Who cleans the sheets?
Ew.
Well, we'll have to pay somebody down there to do it.
And
There's
first of all,
service
who's taking the week after Andrew? You know he sleeps naked.
and you can't
that week.
So here's
I'm bringing my own sheets.
Here's the interesting thing about well, it's probably not interesting, but I'm going to say it anyway. About Airbnb is that it's not taxable income if you don't provide linens and other things. So what you do is the way that they go around that is they say linens provided for a small service fee by a third party, which is not really a third party, but then you call and they deliver your linens to you and you pay like 25 cents or something like that. And then they don't have to pay taxes because it's not considered a hotel or whatever it's considered. Isn't that crazy?
That's
sounds shady.
That part of this story should have gone at the end of the Abraham Lincoln thing.
I'm trying to give you selling points for our new business.
We're not doing this.
I guess out of everyone on the show that I would be the last one you take tax advice from, so I'd rather have it from Gina.
Just
Did
saying,
any of the
I'll be
hairs
the one handling the books.
when you heard this? Did any of the hairs on your neck stand up, Andrew? And did something in the back of your head go, "That sounds like a good idea"?
To avoid paying taxes, I'm like, what?
Nope.
The IRS agent assigned to him right now and listening is salivating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Josh says, I passed out while shoveling, woke up hugging a snow pile and my neighbor standing over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
I think shoveling snow actually is the number one place that people have heart attacks. So you gotta be real careful. That's why I don't shovel.
That's why.
Yeah, I don't have a snowblower. I have a shovel, and I normally will just shovel because my driveway is not that big. But I woke up yesterday. I was like, maybe I'll do the sidewalk. I was like, no, I called my neighbor has one, and I called him like within like 10 minutes. He's like, I'll be out in 20 minutes. So I cleaned all of our cars. He started like the snowblower, and then I took it over and finished it. So anyone who used a shovel yesterday, I feel for you, and I'm sorry. I had a buddy who did this whole thing with a shovel. D, you shoveled your driveway with a shovel yesterday?
I shoveled first. I woke up at 4:00 yesterday morning, because I had stuff to say. Anyway, but so I woke up at 4, and usually I have to let Boogie out when I wake up, and he and I ran out into the sunroom, and there was like 3 feet of blown snow up to the fucking window of the sliding glass door on my deck, and he and I looked at each other, and I went, I guess you're just shitting in the house today, buddy. and then so like I felt bad because I would hate to have somebody, and this is the thing I did. I was like, well, if it was me, I would, and I had to go to the bathroom, I would like somebody to make some accommodation or something. So I grabbed my shovel and took my fat ass outside and started shoveling at 4 o'clock in the morning and into the yard. I shoveled into the yard so he could have some place to poop and pee. And I cleared out a spot, and evidently that was not the spot he wanted. So I had guessed wrong.
So he climbed up on the snow pile and took a shit right on the pile.
Right. And I was like, son of a bitch. And then I ended up so I had to shovel the whole thing, and I was watching people drive by my house with plows and shit. And I was just like, at that moment, like hoping one person would be like, hey, bro, I see you out here with this shovel. How about I help you out? And I was like, but none of them felt like that. None of them. They all pointed, and they were like, shovel guy, and then drove away.
My car's still buried, you guys. I can't go anywhere till spring. It's just I just can't. Call me in like the end of April-ish.
Oh my god! Speaking of that, can I send you a picture, Gina, and I'll tell a story about it now that you mentioned that.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a couple pictures.
While he's doing that, I'll say when Georgia was messaging yesterday, talking about digging her out of the snow and everything like that, and she was looking for somebody and all that stuff, and the only thing I could think of is I was like that meme where he's like looking the other way, like when somebody said
yeah, why didn't you go help, brother?
Well, because they have a huge parking lot. They live above a bar.
What? So how is that not taken care of then?
How about you just shovel out 2 spaces? We ain't asking you to do the whole business.
Yeah. So Donna Costa says $800 for a Florida rent. See, a rental property in Florida, $800 a month.
No, she's laughing at you because they're more like $1,500.
Yeah, that's my mom. She wants us to come down and stay down, all of us. I promise.
Really?
Yeah, but that's not $800 a month. Is not a real thing in Florida.
And Josh says, "Yeah, I'm good."
Unless you're getting a studio.
Josh passed out in the snow. He said, "Yeah, I'm good. I didn't eat most of the day yesterday. Been stress cleaning because I'm selling the house, so he's okay though."
Gina, did you get those pictures?
Yes, I'm getting it up right now.
Brenda said I shoveled half the drive and decided I needed to rest for a while. Then while I was inside, the neighbor came over and finished it for me. Nice.
Have you guys seen have you guys seen that stuff where you can put the heated pad under the driveway and it just melts the snow away?
Oh.
I mean, why would we not do? I don't know why I didn't get a tarp and throw it over my car before the snow. That was so stupid of me to not do that.
Then how will you lift the tarp? I mean,
you still have to
pull it. You still got to pull it off the fucking car.
Yeah, okay, so I have a dude, and I just tell him like, "Hey, we have to
hold on to
off," and we both just flip it off, and it's done.
Yeah.
Or you anchor the tarp and drive out from under it.
Exactly. That's what you do. That's what you go up under the tarp. You get in the car. And then you just have somebody hold the other end.
Yes.
And you just speed away.
Yes.
If you can get out of your driveway, though.
Yeah, brilliant. I live in the hood.
I see holes in this. I see holes in this idea. Let's not do it.
I have street parking.
Snowplow.
Okay, real quick.
Okay.
My back is killing me. F the snow.
So see this car?
Yes.
This is my friend's car. We have about 800 cars at the dealership, okay? Anytime there's like more than 6 inches coming, we move them all to one place. So when the snow comes, we can plow the lot. Then we clean off the cars and park them back, and then we plow where they were. So like Monday night, we moved all the cars to the back, and I'm walking out to my car, and I see my buddy's car just sitting on the side of the building. I'm like, so I call him. I'm like, hey, are you leaving your car here? He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's a stick shift and it's unlocked, so they can just move it. I'm like, the plow guys aren't going to get out and move your car to plow behind it. He's like, they can just plow around it. I was like, bro, he's like, why are you worried about my car? I'm like, I'm just trying to help you out. He's like, it'll be fine. So this is what and he was off of work yesterday too, by the way. So this is what his car looked like yesterday.
So for the people listening, it's a car and you can only see the top of it. Like everything else is buried in the snow.
Yeah.
It's like when firemen show up and you're blocking the hydrant.
I mean, it's more of a prank. I'm sure they'll clean it off for him.
So Donnie,
that's kind of what my car looks like, though. Seriously, you guys, like it's pretty bad.
For those that don't know, Donnie, of course, works at Taylor Kia, and so Donnie, let's say you got 15 or 20 people moving cars, you have 800 cars. Are either everyone you moving like 40 cars? That's a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't. I know you guys don't believe, but it actually wasn't that bad yesterday because we had a couple guys off, but there was. I mean, there was probably 15 of us, like you said, doing it. So, I mean, it's we just have fun with it because they plow the lot, but then where the cars are, it's still all snow. So we get to have a little bit of fun trying to get these cars out. You're going through snow, and you're pushing them, and people are throwing snowballs. I mean, it's all about the attitude, really.
You and I have two entirely different definitions of fun.
Donny,
I mean, you
Donny's
got
got
anyway.
a cousin. Donny's got a cousin that used to work at Best Buy. So,
but I mean, honestly, so if you go to the dealership today, it looks amazing. Like, I mean, there's still snow on top of the cars, like some of them, because we didn't clean them off completely, because we didn't want to get them all the way stuck. But I mean, it looked like you could go in, and if you want to see a car, I can get the keys, I can pull it up. It's like that would be impossible if we didn't do that yesterday. And we were done by like 4:00.
I still feel like you could spring to have somebody do that for you, though.
I'm sure you could, but that would have to cost thousands.
That's part of the gig.
I'm sure they could, but then why would they have their employees come in on a level 3 then?
Well, because you got hourly guys, and then you've got us commission guys, where the hourly guys is like, okay, you're getting paid hourly to do this, and then the commission guys, it's like, if you can't show a car, you can't sell a car. If you can't pull up a car, like this could go from a 1-day thing to a 4-day thing, because I didn't, I was hoping for it to not have to go in yesterday, but if I didn't go in yesterday, we'd be doing that same thing today. Right. And then it'd be
you
2
can't
days
dodge
that
a wrench. You can't dodge a ball.
It'd be 2 days that we lost. And I have 3 appointments today, so people are going to be. I know it's cold, and I know it was level 3, but people are going to be coming in and getting cars like crazy, especially with losing a whole day. It's going to be slammed, especially with heat.
I made Donny. I think I made Donny and his boss mad yesterday because I made a post about Susie Orman. Susie Orman is like one of the financial experts in the country that people use her to get out of debt or whatever. And I took a post that she had, and her post was, "Do you have a lot of potential? Do you have a lot of potential money parked in your garage or driveway? Spending the lowest amount possible on a car and then keeping it for as long as possible will give you tens of thousands of dollars to tackle other money goals, especially if you are in a 2-car household."
Tens of thousands of dollars.
So what he's getting at is that he spends like $500 on his cars, runs them into the ground, and then buys another one. So I'm kind of curious where his tens of thousands are.
Right, and then I made a comment on there. I said, and everyone makes fun of my $1,000 cars.
Have you seen the dude's house, Tiefel?
Then Steve Taylor posts on there. Well, he's being very diplomatic and as nice as possible. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think I'd be pissing off Steve Taylor. And then Donny posted right under Steve Taylor, yeah, boss. And I'm like,
I even tagged him in my response. I may or may not have gotten a message about that post.
I'm like, shit, I didn't even think.
Well, here's the thing.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that.
Well,
I'm like, man, Steve's been so nice to us. He's got our face on the billboard, and I'm sure it pissed him off, but it was totally on accident. Go ahead.
So let me get this straight.
They sell used cars too.
Not $1,000 cars.
Yeah. And nobody has, and so the Susie Orman, right? Or as you like to refer to her, Orman, to give her some kind of fucking like accent and credibility. Tells you that the less money you spend on a car payment is the more money you save. And she's been financially helping people for years with this groundbreaking advice. Right. So let me, this is a woman who I would explain to you maybe doesn't have passion.
Oh my God. I'm done.
Go ahead, Donny.
I can tell you probably like Demetrius said, groundbreaking. Like you really think she's the first person that thought of that? Half of the people that come to buy cars from me or to have me help them is people that have done this and are just sick of either buying a car every couple of months or buying a car for $1,000 and putting thousands of dollars in it. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, what I said, if you can afford a $2,000 to $4,000 fix just like that, then do it, because that's what she's saying. Okay, I saved 10 grand. I only paid $1,000 for my car, and then I had to put a new engine in it for $4 grand 6 months later. Like, yeah, if you got $5 grand laying around extra for your repairs, do it. But if you'd rather have a budgeted payment with a car with a warranty, then that's where most people live.
That is a good point. I have had to put money in some of the cars because of that, so they haven't truly been $1,000. So I mean, you bring up a good point. Tell your boss not to be mad at me. It was totally
Yes, I feel now is the appropriate time for you to say I'm sorry, Miss.
But what you can do if you can't,
I'm going to go buy a $20,000 car today from Donny.
All right, what time can you be there? I have an opening around 3:15 if you'd like. If
you have jacked credit and you can't get a new car, that's a good way to go to fix your credit while you're fixing your credit, and then you can go see Donny after you fix your credit, and so you can drive the nice car that you deserve to drive. Is that better, Donny?
Sure. I mean, no, I'm not telling people not to try it. I could just tell you, I probably meet 10 people a month who do live that life, and not even on purpose.
Well,
that's like.
Well, that's what I had to do. I have but I didn't pay $1,000 for my car. I paid $5,000 for it. So I bought my $5,000 car. I'm 3 years in. I've hardly put any money into it. It's still running great. Because I took my time and bought a car I didn't just go buy the first thing on Facebook that I found,
Mm-hmm.
And then we've been saving money. So we actually, our goal is to not have to take out a loan for anything, including a house. So we save. We're looking to buy like a fixer-upper house and then pay cash for a car. So that's where we're at with it. We're trying to live our lives without going into debt, and it's super hard to do, you guys, but we're doing it.
I just want to know why people want to do that.
Why we don't want to have debt?
It just seems like so much work for, like, if your credit is good enough for you to be there to use it, then I have shitty credit, so I'm not speaking from like a person with great credit. I'm just saying if it's there for you, then use it.
They say only about 30% of people actually have good credit. That 70% of people have shitty credit.
I'm in the process of fixing mine.
It's actually opposite.
My credit score, you guys, I'm not joking. This is so bad. My credit score 2 years ago was 420.
So okay,
I was a 411 at one point.
It's 705 today.
Out of 6 of us, who has so Gina's got good credit. Who has good credit? I don't have good credit.
That's not good credit, Andrew.
705 is close to prime credit. That's pretty good.
Oh, is it?
I would say D's probably up there around. I don't know. I mean, we don't have to put it out there, D. I know I'm not. I'm in the 6s, but I'm bragging. Let me just tell you, it took me 5 years to get into the 6s. So
we're trying to buy this house, and I've got it up to 620. And they said I got to get up right around 620, 630, 640.
Yeah,
to be able to buy the house. So we're climbing up. But I started in the probably 400 or 500s.
I was a 411 at one point.
And it's funny. I mean, people go, why do you want to be in debt? I remember when my mom passed away and they were like, did she owe anything? And I was like, not anymore. But people would be like, hey, your mom's got this bill here. And I'm like, and what? What do you want? I can tell you where you can go and talk to her, We'll see how that all works out for you, but I'm almost positive the $500 you're going to spend on the median and the psychic that you fucking need to talk to her with is going to cost you more than this $30 phone bill you're coming after her for, So like that is a concept. It is a theory, like money. It's just how much debt and how do you want this theory to how much weight do you want to give it? Either you pay it off in your lifetime or you fucking don't.
Loophole. Well, and I always think about, they say the old people tend to have good credit, but at some point that's not, you have good credit until you die. And then whatever you've owed, you're screwed on. I'm wondering if a credit card company's ever like,
it's not like heaven goes like this. Estate. All right, I'm going to need the 750s to stand over here next to the shinier gate. All you guys with credit lower than 540, you're going to go to this tinfoil gate here. You go to the bad credit heaven. There's it's all pay here, buy here, we finance here, Those are the opportunities you get in this heaven. And people with good credit, you have good credit heaven. That's where we just give you stuff based on your word.
All right.
It does feel like that though. When your credit is like in the 400s, that you do feel like, man, like I just don't feel like I could buy, like if something happened, I wouldn't be able to finance it. Like if I don't have the cash to cover a repair or something. But
that's my fear, and that's why I don't want to have debt, because we've been in, like, I've lived above my means before, and it tanked me, and I never want to be in that position again. And it's almost like PTSD, quite honestly. Like, I'm not saying the way that we live is healthy, but we are like, we just won't. Like, I'm like a Great Depression survivor. Like, I have 2 of everything at least that we need. So everything I have 2 of everything we need, because I'm always like trying to look ahead. Like, if we have bumps in the road, we're going to be screwed. I will never live
she's
that
got
way.
7 kids.
Yep.
I will
never and a backup dub.
people are girls.
We got another light-skinned dude in the wings. He's just waiting for his time.
What are the 3 kids that you actually need then? Which ones
are the ones that aren't coughing real hard?
I need all the children. But yeah, that's
they're in the room, aren't they, Gina?
One of them is. He's been hanging up a coat for 20 minutes. Literally, I've been watching him sit here trying to hang up a coat for 20 minutes. I'm concerned.
Well, you don't need that one. Not that one.
That one's at the bottom of the list.
He's made the list of ones that you don't need.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for the WTF news with Ebenezer Bushrod. Mr. Bushrod, go right ahead with the news.
Well, they had some record snow in the Ukraine as well. And one
really?
Yeah.
No, in the Ukraine.
One Ukrainian man was very upset with the job that the snowplows did on his street. So he called police and reported a murder. He reported that he had stabbed his mother's boyfriend. Jeez. And that he showed no signs of life. And he told them, "Come and get me. And you might want to bring a snowplow because it's the only way you're going to get to my place." Well, turns out police have 4-wheel drive. And they got to his place without a plow and discovered his deceit on there. And they fined him, which ends up being the equivalent of $4.20 for filing a false police report.
Oh,
that's probably
in Ukraine, plows don't find you; you find the plows.
And he brought shame. He brought shame to Oksana Bayul.
But he's just like but it's just I just love the audacity of the guy. Like his street had gotten plowed, but he thought that they had done a slipshod job, so he calls the police to get them in there to do the better.
I can't do that. I live on the south side. They don't give a shit. They'll be like, "Oh, another dead body. All right, we'll get it in the spring."
The problem is in the
back it up next to the pile of snow at the Save-A-Lot lot,
like Mount Everest.
The problem is in the Ukraine they only have 1 plow, so it's going to take a while before you get the whole city done. It's one. It's actually just a mule. It's got
yes, a mule named Plow. That is all it is, and a man and his shovel who used to work at Best Buy and now has found his calling in the Ukraine, walking and shoveling snow.
Hold on, we're getting our mule plow ready. And
yes.
they just fasten shovels to him.
And here we have a cow named Police Car. So hold on while we jump on police car to get to you.
I forget which country it is now because I saw a random Facebook post, but I thought it was interesting. I think it's like Norway. But they have they name their plows, and you can have an app where you can look and see where the plow is, and they name
Scotland.
them like one of them was like gritty bang, or I don't remember. They named them really funny. Salt Disney. So like they named the really funny names of the plows, and you can track them. Somebody was like, "Wow, why don't we have that in the U.S.?"
Yes.
I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? We can't have something like that in the U.S.
It's in Scotland, and they have names like
Plowy McPlowface,
Lord Coldemort, Sir Salter Scott. You're a blizzard, Harry.
Nice.
It's Scotland. How many snowplows can they have?
They have quite a bit.
It's funny. If we did
They
that,
do live in the north.
If we did that here, it would make snow. It'd make snow days even more fun for the kids. It'd be like, oh, we got chitty salt bang and outside.
Yeah.
Gritty, gritty, bang, bang.
Our snowplows would be named after mean shit that we would say to each other in a relationship. Like, where is that plow? Your mother never fucking listens to me. Where is? Oh, why does your dad have such a tiny dick? Where's that fucking plow?
And I feel like that we would find something to bitch about if we had it. Like we just can't have nice things because all we do is complain in this country.
No. It really has turned to that, and I really think social media has accelerated that and made it so much worse that there's so many people that have to be opposite. So no matter what, you could see a post of how cute this dog is, and you would get down in the comments, and at some point, well, the other dogs are cute too, and I can't believe you're discriminating against our dogs. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, shut the fuck up.
So, all right. So, in other news here, in Afghanistan on Saturday morning at a local mosque in the village of Kultag, I assume that's how you pronounce it. It's a Qultaq, Kultag.
It's the Arab version of Coldplay, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So there were about 30 Taliban militants gathered in a local mosque training on how to make IEDs, improvised explosive devices. Well,
okay, great.
Apparently, one of them made a little bit of a mistake, and all 30 militants died in the explosion.
Well, that's because you're not practicing social distancing. You gotta, you can't have 30 people in a mosque like that. That's just irresponsible. And
not in these times.
I bet not one of them was wearing a mask.
They should have stuck with styrofoam snowmen for craft day.
I like how you called them Taliban fanatics. Like there's other Talibans out there who are like, those guys don't speak for me.
They're the moderate.
We're the moderate centrist Taliban. We're not the equivalent of Trumpsters.
They have Taliban groupies, and they're called Talifans.
I'm done. I'm logging off right now.
Yeah. What are their grandma's name? Telegrams?
Yes.
Telegrams.
Are there any places that don't ban the Tala? I mean, I'm tired of going into countries that ban Tala.
Obviously,
I love Tala. Like, yes. How long is this Taliban gonna last? Is this like quarantine?
As long as it takes.
But it's always nice when the trash takes out itself.
Yeah.
So
Tiefel could not wait to say that. I know. He's like, damn it, I gotta get this in before the show ends.
Well, I mean, I plan these things out just for you.
Right? Tiefel, I love it.
All right, so to break things a little bit more local, last but not least, about a dozen police officers in Portland yesterday were guarding the trash of a local Fred Meyer grocery store because they had power outages and the store decided to throw away a lot of their food instead of, keeping it outside where it would have stayed fresh. It decided to throw it away. And so people were coming by and picking out of the garbage perfectly good food. And
God forbid.
And then Fred Meyer called the police because apparently the police don't need a warrant to go through your trash, but people do. And so they were guarding the trash from people trying to get in and get perfectly good food that the Fred Meyer had decided they no longer wanted in the first place.
That's weird.
I like how Tiefel considers Portland local.
Yeah.
It's more local than Afghanistan.
Well, see, let me tell you, Portland ends in Oregon, and just outside of Toledo, we have Oregon, and they tie it in together instead of just saying the east side of Portland.
So, but yeah, the police have yet to comment on the situation, and it's got a lot of people on social media up in ire about
that news story. Could have gone at the end of that Abraham Lincoln story.
Dumpster chicken.
Sounds like a recipe I make. I actually make a recipe called slimy chicken.
Really, that sounds like something that you would call your nether pots.
It's chicken divine, but my cousin's
Look, I don't care what you call your vagina, ma'am. Chicken divine, chicken divine. I don't give a shit.
Slimy chicken.
Slimy
so
chicken
good,
parts.
too. So good.
Whatever. Stop. We understand. You're
It's
proud
delicious.
of your
I'm telling you.
Does sound like a sex move.
I make something called crack chicken, and Donny is like, every time I talk about it, he's like, "What? How? What is this?"
I make crack chicken, slimy chicken, chicken.
I'm about to go and give Colleen the slimy chicken. You guys.
Ah, jeez.
All right, do it.
Ew.
The slimy pepperoni.
I'm about to punch her in her tunnel with my love worm. Grab the giblet, baby. Grab the giblet.
Demetrius Nicodemus, Eastside Southside Gina, Chris Tiefel, Ashley P, Donny P. I'm Andrew Z. Bye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Unless it's
Come on!